Good morning, good morning, do 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 do. Good morning to you. Welcome to a daily dose of joy, farm edition. The glory days of summer. Well, today I'm going to tell y'all some Whoopsie Daisy stories because farm life, man, it brings them up. They're here. We have friends and kids down here with us, and we're in the pool. And so just a reminder, Whoopsie Daisy stories are an opportunity to do twofold. We're practicing rewiring our brain and triggering the production of dose chemistry anytime there's a wobble in your life or an inconvenience or somebody cuts you off in traffic or there's a disappointment. Learning how to shift perspective, reframe, and find the humor. It is an incredibly powerful tool in rewiring your brain and optimizing the positive neurotransmitters. Not only because of the production of positive neurotransmitters, but the washing over the negative neurotransmitters, the cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine that can build up with irritation or stress. And we want those positive ones to wash that, keep those low, decreasing the baseline for those in your brain, and bumping up the bass on the dose chemistry, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So there's method to my madness. And training you and having your mirror neurons listen to me tell Whoopsie Daisy stories and encouraging you to go tell them to somebody else. Tell mine to somebody else, tell yours to someone. There's also neurological stuff going on in the storytelling. Bonding, it's fabulous. So it's a little plug, forgive this a try, but while you're here listening to mine is also a great opportunity to do a little laughter flow. So choosing to laugh, and maybe some of the things I say will tickle your funny bone, but you can also just choose to laugh, even if it's just a and giggle along while you're listening. All right, so we had some teens and tweens in the pool, and everybody is having a really good time, and they're allowing parents to be around and in place, and I had on a newish bathing suit, and we were doing things where you call moves off the diving board. And it's only been recently that I started remembering how to do a front flip. And so they yelled flip, and I was like, I got it. And I tucked. But the new bathing suit was not used to the new velocity of a tuck and roll type dive off the diving board. And I get down to the bottom of the pool, and it is down around my waist. The top is completely not where it's supposed to be. And so I'm underwater, and I can see all the bodies above me, and I'm trying to face the bottom and get this suit, and I'm blowing all my air out so I don't float to the top with my Mae West, leading the way. So I did that, everybody, I think everybody's done it at some point when they've gone off a diving board and their bathing suit had to be remaneuvered before they went to the surface. This was a doozy of a one. It was really funny, and it made me think of poolside Whoopsie Daisy stories, because I know everybody's got them in those moments, and you can either laugh, and I was underwater trying to breathe all my air out so I wouldn't float up. And a Mae West, y'all may know what a Mae West is a cheeky name for a life jacket because they help you float. So I'm trying to keep the Mae West towards the bottom and keep everything covered. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm laughing internally. And I'm like, I'm going to snort. That's not going to be good. I don't want to breathe water in. So that's speeding everything up the more I was laughing. But I think because I was laughing and relaxed, I was able to magically get things back into position and surface. So that was a Whoopsie Daisy poolside edition from yesterday. And it reminded me of just a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine has gone back to swimming laps. Been a while. We both love to swim. We both, do a lot of swimming, both excited to get back to swimming. we've had a big hiatus over big public pools where you can go swim laps when I'm in the city. And she was just blissing out. She's so happy swimming laps, so grateful to be back in the pool. And she was doing backstroke. And in backstroke, you can't really see. You just sort of try and track if it's an indoor pool on the rafters or if it's an outdoor pool on like a cloud or a tree. Try and hold yourself in the middle of the lane. And she's swimming back and you know, kind of out of the corner of your eye, you're kind of getting a gauge of like, oh, I'm getting close to the end. And so she realizes she's getting close to the end, so she starts feeling around with her hands on each of her backstrokes. And she gets back to the back and reaches and grabs a handful of an older gentleman's crotch. Totally, like, you know, she was like, what was that? And because you're supposed to, especially post La Pan, supposed to have the lane to herself, but an older gentleman who was going to do some water aerobics had entered at her lane and was trying to make his way into the other part of the pool. And so he was right there where the wall was. And as she reached out to grab the wall and feel around for the wall, she felt something else. Whoopsie Daisy! And she said she just came up laughing and spluttering water and trying to get back to her stroke in reverse directions, but also sort of apologize. And I thought, a little whoopsie daisy thrill, you know? That was a surprise for him. Hopefully not terribly unfortunate, you know? But she said he had that kind of cheeky grin and smile and giggled and, oh, you just make the best of it. Move on. But it was such a funny story. And so, yeah, she labeled her whole day after that incident. It had all sorts of cheeky names for the rest of the day for her morning antics. So I was part of how the universe surprised and delighted her. So here's to swimming in water and pools and lakes and rivers and oceans. May they surprise and delight us. Let's take 3 solidarity breaths because we chose, with all the dynamics around us, to pause and play together. To take 5 minutes and laugh, 5 minutes and play, 5 minutes and rest, whatever microdosing tools you choose to use throughout the day. Just mark your day with those little playful practices and watch your brain change. I don't know if y'all can hear the wind in the magnolia tree. Let's see if I can get y'all some view of this big old magnolia tree. The wind blowing through it makes all these beautiful sounds. We'll just keep going. We'll just keep going. See how much. Get to see some of the sunlight on those shiny magnolia leaves. The deep shade underneath them. I hope y'all all get a chance to step outside and find something to surprise and delight you today. May the universe surprise and delight us. I'm totally open to it. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for this time, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.